not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or black militia group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1 of the King James Bible. Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. We are Israel United in Christ, and this is the Armor God, Armor God Radio Show. Oh, praise. Hey, we fresh back from the men's conference.
That's right.
We zealed up.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
Y'all gonna catch this work today.
That's right.
Hey, we're here to edify the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the Israelites according to the Bible.
Yes, sir.
Y'all listening to us on WGAI 560 AM. We are not live today. However, you can reach us at our website, www.israelunite.org. That website again is www.israelunite.org. Also, you can email us at armorofgodradio@gmail.com. That's armorofgodradio@gmail.com. If you want to visit our schools, give us a call at 1-855-484-4842, extension 7098. That number again, 1-855-484-4842, extension 7098. You want to come by, visit, stop by one of the schools, all right? Today's topic is, does race matter? What part are we on?
This is part 2 of a fire topic. Does race matter?
All praise.
It's a 200,000 part topic.
200 pounds. Yeah, it can go on that long. I think we came across the answer last week. Yes, it absolutely matters.
Say what?
Right? Contrary to Christian belief.
Contrary to what they say in Christianity.
I heard it don't matter.
You did?
But that's what I heard.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out today. Who told you that?
White people.
White people.
I don't see color. I don't see color.
You know what's funny?
I run all green and red lights. I don't see colors.
You know what's funny, officer? People be like, I don't see color. It doesn't matter. They go to the bathroom.
Right.
They do their little business.
Mm-hmm.
They look back, let them see another color other than brown and green. They call him the doctor. Why?
That's a heck of a parable.
Because it matters.
That's a whole nother parable.
Right.
It's that kind of show, yo.
That topic's next week.
It's that type of show.
Examine your stool.
Shoot a cut on that one.
Oh, shoot.
It ain't
Examine your stool, whether you be in the faith.
Whether you be in the just saying.
Oh, snap. Hey, so we're going to get right to it, man. Hey, does race matter? That's the one that shows you what you could call in, but we're pre-recorded today. Yeah. Let's get 2 Corinthians.
Oh,
go straight to New Testament.
New Testament. So we read the New Testament.
We're going to go New Testament.
Oh, okay.
Now, Christianity, and we're going to deal with Christianity. Because pastors will tell you it don't matter. Okay. We all bleed blood, red blood. That red blood, matter of fact, lizards got red blood.
Yeah.
Oxen have red blood, and deer have red blood. Turtles probably have red blood.
Everything with blood.
Everything with blood, pretty much. There's some insects that got green blood, but most of them got red blood.
That's about right.
That's about right.
Yep.
So, yeah, we all got blood, but that don't make us all the same thing. And God ain't call us, even in the New Testament, to be united with all people. It's not God's plan.
That's right.
A few scriptures real quick. Read that 2 Corinthians 6. Let's get verse 14.
Yes, sir. The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Now, it's not a color thing with us. You say, race or color. It's not all about color. You know, we told a few jokes in the beginning. What it really deals with is unbelief.
That's right.
You can be black as tar, and you don't believe, you're going to die right here. Salvation is not skin colored. Salvation is commandment based, and it's based on your nationality. Only the Israelites that repent can get the kingdom. And we come in all kinds of shades and colors, but we don't come in all kinds of nations.
Right.
We don't come in all kinds of bloodlines. We came from one father. That man's name was Jacob.
They say human race.
That's
what they say.
Oh, it's asinine.
I know. That's what they say. They say human race. Are you a human? I'm gonna start saying no. Just see what happens.
Hey, they don't do that with any other thing. Like, it's not a cat race.
Right.
The cat race.
Yeah.
It's all one.
The animal race.
Right.
Hey, listen. They say that, right? But listen, just look at the entire world from its inception. It ain't never been no human race. All nations,
Never.
all nationalities always been divided. The one time that they did try to come together, the Most High said, nope, we ain't having this during the Tower of Babel, right?
Right.
They went down to confuse the language, and now everybody's doing their own thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So the Most High himself is not about no human race. What he's about is a specific bloodline, a specific people, which are the Israelites, which are you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
I want to prove that. Give me jump down, same chapter, 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Now, we just read, finish 14, then go to 17 real quick.
Yes, sir.
Then I want Matthew 10.
2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14.
Read.
Bring it out.
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For,
That means people that don't keep God's commandments. That's an unbeliever. Come on.
for what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness?
What you doing with your worldly family? What you doing with gang members? What you doing with thieves? What you doing with idolaters?
Message.
People that celebrate Christmas. That's idolatry.
Right.
You can't hang out with those people. What fellowship do you have with them?
They just going to eat. Also, remember?
Yeah, they're just gonna eat.
I'm just going to eat.
That's fellowship. That's what God wants. Nobody understands. That's what that's brotherhood. God wants you to have brotherhood with like-minded people.
Right.
That's you sitting down and eating with them. Breaking bread. They will always say, we're gonna break bread with you.
Yeah.
That's what God called us to do over his feast days.
Hey, didn't Paul say don't eat with them if they're unbelievers? Right, fornicators and things like that. Did he say don't eat with them?
Yeah, right. That's
Wow.
That's in Corinthians. That's 1 Corinthians 5 and 11.
Yes, sir.
Jump down to 17. Did you finish 14?
No, it's a little more.
Yeah, finish 14.
Yes, sir. And it says, and what communion have light with darkness?
So they're saying there's things don't mix. Everything can't mix. That's good and evil. That's obvious. Now go down to 17. Watch what he says.
Verse 17.
Come on.
Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the
I don't
Lord.
hear that in church. Not most churches. There's some extreme Christians that'll say it. But most churches ain't preaching come out from among other people and be separate. That's not Christianity.
Right.
Christianity's supposed to join everybody together. But the Bible says get separate from those people. Come on.
And touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
That means the other people are touching the unclean thing. But you're not supposed to do what they're doing. And I'll receive you. Not everybody. I'll receive you. Go to Matthew 10,
Yes, sir.
34 real quick. Y'all jump in after this.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 34.
That's
Bring
when
it
you
out.
dispel some myths that in the New Testament, Christ called everybody together. Paul called everybody together. That ain't happened. Read.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Officer Ply, what color is that? What
That's
color
in
is
red.
That's in red? That means
Yes, sir.
who said that?
Jesus.
Jesus the Christ?
Jesus the Christ.
Uh-oh.
Read that again?
That's right.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
But Pastor said he's going to come down and Jesus is going to shake hands with Biden. What's left of him?
Facts.
Message.
He ain't come to bring peace on earth. He ain't going to stop Ukraine war. He going to obliterate everything over there. That is Christ moving over there.
Yeah.
Come on.
I came not to send peace,
He had to say it twice. Don't get it twisted. I ain't come to send peace.
but a sword.
I came to bring a sword. There it is. I just heard it.
That's right.
Swing away.
Not my Jesus. He says there's division in here. There's division. I want to show, unless y'all got something, go Isaiah 40.
Well, officer, they say, they say Christ sinned and, he broke the Sabbath. So, maybe he did change it. That's what they say. That's what Pastor said.
That's what Pastor said. With his Caucasian degree.
Yes. The caucasity.
His Caucasity.
The
I don't know.
caucasity.
What verse in the Bible is it that you got to get a theologian degree? What verse is that?
I heard you just be on the website for 35 minutes.
The Pharisees were
Right.
strong advocates of that.
Ah, there you go. There
They
you go.
were.
Thank
I
you.
just be on the 35 minutes and $50.
Damn.
They'll send it to you.
Y'all know what I want? It's 40 and
Would you want producer calls?
no. Give me the one about the nations.
Oh, 40 and 15?
40 and 15.
15,
What is it?
yeah.
15. Yeah, this is not my Bible. Okay.
All right. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15.
Bring it out.
Behold, the nations
So nations, the Christian won't admit there's 18 nations in this Bible, and they are all still around today. The nations, read.
are as a drop of a bucket.
Everybody outside of Israel to God is a drop of a bucket.
Yup.
You see why he said come out from among them and be separate?
Hey, you need to drop something on that one right there.
Yeah.
Message.
Read it again.
Message.
Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket.
That's how much they matter to God. Come on.
And are accounted as the small dust of the balance.
Not the big dust. Small dust.
See, Australia, well, see, you read it to a pastor, and you know what he gonna say, right? Oh, that's Old Testament. That's Old Testament. The law and the prophets are done away with. Now Christ has ushered in a new gospel.
That's what he said.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
That's what you just read.
Boy, ain't no way.
Is no longer in effect.
That's what he said. That's not the case.
That's not the case.
You can prove it. Read on.
Behold, he have taken up the isles as a very little thing.
Go straight 17.
Verse 17. All nations.
All what?
All nations.
So all the nations outside of Israel.
Before him are as nothing.
As everything, Tim.
As nothing.
For God so loved them.
Nothing.
He said nothing. Where did God so love the world? What? That's obviously not them, because God said there's nothing.
I have no idea.
He's having a bad day when he wrote this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going through something.
He's going through something. Right. The world is Israel, y'all. Y'all that's tuned in. The world is Israel. Y'all the only ones that matter to God. He made everybody.
Bring it out.
And they doing their purpose, but they're not the chosen. They got one chosen. Everybody else is as what? As
nothing.
The Bible says they're nothing. Read.
And they are counted to him less than nothing.
How you less than nothing?
In vanity.
How you less than nothing?
Tissue paper. -0. Because you got to work your way up to being not mattering.
Yeah, you have to work your way up to not matter.
They're just here.
Yeah, you just here.
Hey, didn't he write the end from the beginning?
He did.
So this still stands.
Of course.
Damn.
It said scripture cannot be broken.
But they do have a purpose.
Right.
To serve the nation of Israel.
That's right.
That's their sole purpose.
So if they want value, their value is that.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that, they're nothing.
Listen, the only reason the nations have the power and the wealth and the lands and everything they have today is because of our disobedience.
That's right.
That's the only reason the earth is the way it is today. The Israelites are not in rulership, so the powers that be can push their politics, can push their religion, can push their education, right, and have you thinking outside the Bible. And got you tricked to think that God loves everybody. Everybody's one. And we can all come to Jesus no matter what race you are. That's not Bible.
Right. Remember, I was thinking about something earlier this week. Constitution. Doesn't it say that, I'm paraphrasing this, that these truths shall be self-evident?
Self-evident. Yes, it does.
And then right after that, it says that all men are created equal.
Yeah, it says that.
And them niggas had slaves.
Right.
We were slaves when that wrote.
I think they wrote this on the back of a slave.
Yeah. Branded on them.
Stop moving, nigga. That's like, it's like written on the back of it. It's like, we were in slavery. And it's like, of course I don't mean y'all. It's like, but then he wrote in there, these truths shall be self-evident. Y'all lying. So what is evident? It's evident that God has a chosen people.
Right.
And it ain't y'all. That's self-evident because we can read it. It's also evident that race matters.
It does.
Yes.
And we have a couple clips.
Can I get one script?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna say the same verse.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jump to verse 28.
All right, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 28.
Because a lot of people say, okay, why would God do that? No, let's see.
Hast thou not known?
Have you not known? Read.
Hast thou not heard?
Mm-hmm.
That the everlasting God.
Are we talking about who? The everlasting who?
The everlasting God.
Oh, that sounds like the Father to me.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
The
Read.
Lord.
Uh-huh.
The creator of the ends of the earth.
So, first of all, we're talking about the man. No, yeah, I said man.
Yeah, he's a man.
We're talking about the man that created the ends of the earth. He created everything. Huh. Read.
Fainteth not.
He don't what?
Fainteth not.
So everything that he says that he's going to do in these scriptures, it's not going to faint. It's going to happen. Read.
Neither is weary.
Watch this. Read.
There is no searching of his understanding.
There is no what?
There is no searching of his understanding.
So you don't have to understand why the Most High said, I chose them and not you. That's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is.
Fall in line.
Just fall in line. It ain't nothing you can do about it anyway.
Fall back, heathen.
You fall back.
Just fall back.
God is big on staying in your lane.
That's right.
If you read the scriptures,
like that.
He's big on staying in your lane.
That's a class, though.
Yeah, that is a class.
That's good class.
All nations got to stay in their lane. All animals got to stay in their lane.
Right.
What happens when you try to, go ahead.
Animals stay in their lane. I've never seen, I'm about to go off, I go left.
Go ahead.
I never seen a
Sharp
male
left.
hyena sleep with another male hyena.
You ain't gonna see it.
They stay in their lane.
They stay in their lane.
When animals get out of their lane, they die.
Yeah, they die.
Right.
They die.
Or they go berserk.
Esau hunt them down or something.
Now Esau have the grizzly bear on a bicycle,
Right,
with a damn top hat,
right.
and he'll be juggling, and all of a sudden he just be like, "The hell am I doing?" And he's gonna eat that because what? He's like, "I gotta get back to my lane. God told me to eat these people.
Hey,
what am I doing juggling?"
And you know what's crazy? It's a little off topic, but I gotta say it. Y'all, you remember back in the day when you used to watch the movies and the title screen would come on, it's a lion roaring?
Right,
That's a real lion.
right.
They showed it.
Metro Golden Bear.
They
Metro,
showed it
yeah.
behind the scenes.
I don't know why this music playing.
They really got the lion wrapped up, like
Really?
tied up. It's a real lion. So that's why he's screaming like that, because he's out his habitat. Like you were just saying, you do
Dang.
something. Yeah.
I didn't know he was actually there.
That's Esau doing that. That was a real lion.
Wow.
Animal abuse. The week
Yeah,
after
it really
next.
was just abusing that dude.
It'd be like that lady that was several years back. Remember, she had the chimpanzee that attacked her and killed her.
Yes.
Yes.
She must have been sleeping
Also,
with him.
Blackfish. There's a movie called Blackfish where it's, what do you call them? Killer whales. Of course, the killer ones would be black, but this one had, they take them to SeaWorld and they abuse them, right?
Wow.
They take them to SeaWorld and they abuse them.
Speaking of fish, reeling it back into race matters.
Right.
My bad,
But
I'm
it's a black fish.
Right.
It's a black fish. But that fish killed the hell out of that woman.
Wow.
They said that the fish was torturing the woman. It's like he had a grudge. Because what? He's like, I'm out my
Captivity.
lane. I'm in this little bucket.
Yeah.
Captivity.
Let's play that clip before we talk about animals all day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the week after next topic.
Right. Animal Kingdom.
Animal
next.
Kingdom.
Alabama police.
So this is
as
Good
he
Morning
was watering
America.
His neighbor's garden while they were out of town. TJ
Is this the
Holmes
top?
with us now, and what
Yes, sir.
Pastor Michael Jennings is saying after the ordeal.
Okay.
Good morning.
Y'all listen to this.
All right, Stray. Driving while black, walking while black,
Pause real quick.
golfing while black, swimming while black, napping while.
You know what they do? All these people talking about this is black. I think there's like one white person, maybe.
Yeah.
They make sure there's 2 black men on there, and then they just the weakest and most effeminate of us.
That's
But go ahead.
married to white folk
Right.
Right. They had to marry the white people.
He won't say anything too out the way.
and
Right.
ain't been to the neighborhood in God knows how long.
Right. Then it's all a form of control. They're gonna tell you how to react to this.
And he just listed a list of reasons we get murdered.
Right. Play on.
Message.
black, staying in an Airbnb while black, sitting in a Starbucks while black,
Race
bird watching
matters.
while black. It's become
Right.
part of our vernacular here. And look, you and I talked about plenty of these stories here. Add to this now, watering your neighbor's plants while black. That's what this pastor was doing, and police were called on him. And now we have
Oh, wait a
this
minute.
police.
Jesus. He's a pastor. Do you believe in Jesus? And he get treated racist.
White Jesus.
White Jesus.
You believe in white Jesus?
If I don't see color, what would make me want to call the police on somebody watering somebody's plants?
Right. Somebody see color. Come on.
Race matters.
Body cam video that shows how he goes from literally a water hose to handcuffs in just a couple of minutes.
Wow.
I ain't did nothing suspicious.
So this is a black
nothing
man.
wrong. Told him I'm a pastor. I pastor until I don't eat. You want to lock me
Cop is
up,
not black.
lock me up.
This newly released police body camera video shows the arrest of an Alabama pastor who was watering his neighbor's plants.
Do what you got to do. Go on and lock me up.
This past spring, Pastor Michael Jennings was doing a favor for a
I think that's
who'd asked
he got
him
his
to water
he's there
their
with
plants
his
while they were
pastor
out of
garment
town.
on. They showed a picture of him with his pastor garment on. He was quote unquote man of the Lord. They don't give a damn.
Hold on, officer.
You black.
You know what's crazy, officer? And I'm pretty sure y'all done seen these movies. I done seen, and it's in real life. I done seen movies where Caucasian people will go out of town and tell their neighbor, "Hey, can you watch out for my dog?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you
Let
go
the dog
feed
out.
my dog?
Yeah.
Go let him out."
That's
They
normal.
never get the cops called on them.
Never. Because they know they live like right next door.
Hey, keep in mind now, this is in Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I missed that.
Okay.
Alabama.
So
now.
does race matter in Alabama?
Seems like
Best believe it.
Okay.
Message.
I forgot.
The South got something to say. Racist.
Alabama.
Town, but police arrived and started questioning him.
This vehicle is not supposed to be here, and you're not supposed to be
Who's
here.
saying it? I'm Pastor Jennings. I live across the street.
You're Pastor Jenny.
Yes, I'm looking out for their house while they gone.
Okay.
Watering their flower.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Now, do you have like ID and
Oh,
all?
no, man. I'm not going to give you no ID.
Why not?
I ain't did nothing wrong.
And if you're not one to identify yourself,
Who called y'all?
that's what we got to figure out.
I ain't did nothing
Pause.
suspicious.
somebody white.
Right.
Can I get a witness? An Edomite called them.
That's right.
Of course.
And her name starts with the letter
K for Karen.
A.
Karen.
Hey, I want to go back to the Alabama point. Those of you that grew up in the civil rights era, y'all may remember this name, Bull Connor. Okay, he was a white guy down there during the time when Martin Luther King then was doing all the marching and the marching itself and everything. And those folks, them white folks down in Alabama, man, they had a hateful spirit. Okay, so listen, that spirit's still lingering in the state of Alabama today. When you can't even go outside and water your flowers without the white man come harassing you, hey, race matters.
Hey, it's not just Alabama. That spirit in all of them is starting to wake up.
Yeah.
That's why you see Karens. That's Alabama women they're becoming themselves. And it's spreading. That's Edomites. They are waking up.
Karens and Kens.
Karens and Kens. Remembering that nature.
They're the children of these people.
That's their default. Come on.
Nothing wrong. Told him I'm a pastor. I pastor until I don't want to eat. Sir. You want to lock me up? Lock me up.
We're just trying to talk to you, man. Come here.
What's the
Look,
charge?
man, let me see your phone.
Yeah.
Let me see your phone, dude. Just
Watering
calm
while
down.
black.
Stop.
Do what you got to do.
You see how they took his phone?
Told
You see how they took his phone? That's that. Don't film me. Don't record me.
Wow. All I did said, hey, man, do you live here? No. Is that your car? No.
The pastor was eventually put in the back of a squad car.
Wow.
A woman soon arrives on scene, identifies herself as a neighbor, and vouches for Pastor Jennings.
He lives right there, and he would be watering their flowers. This is probably my fault.
She
Oh,
says
you hear that?
she is the one
Hold on, let me finish.
Whoa.
Don't stop there.
who made the initial call to police.
Whoa.
He's still in handcuffs.
Right, I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, I got to keep their flowers watered. I got to keep their flowers watered while they gone. You okay?
Jennings.
You okay?
Oh, God. Pause.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Pause. He forgave Esau faster than they could put him in cuffs.
He needs some milk.
He's still
And they
in
put
the
him in
cuffs.
cuffs fast.
He's still in the
He's
cuffs.
still in the cuffs.
He's still in the cuffs.
You all right? You good?
Saying I forgive you.
I'm embarrassed in front of the whole
Oh,
neighborhood.
she should have called the police, period. What crime was that? If it wasn't him.
They never,
He's a nigger.
They never get arrested for false reports.
Never.
They never get arrested. Can I have a script?
Yeah.
If y'all don't mind, let me get Habakkuk 2 and verse 4.
The plot thickens. It was her.
It was her. Wow. And you know what's crazy? Hey, listen, for everybody that's listening, y'all may not believe me, but it's the truth. We still in slavery as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Whether y'all believe it or not. If your Caucasian counterparts had the right to put us back in chattel slavery,
Bring it out.
they would do it.
They would.
They would do it. If they had the right to have us slaves, like I'm talking about chattel slaves like last time,
Right.
they would do it. The same one that
Right.
come to you every day at your job and say, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 like y'all friend, they will put your ass, I'm sorry.
Yep. I'm sorry.
I'm back here
They're
with
heavy. They ready.
Right.
They ready to put you back and give you the bull whip and call you Kunta and Chicken George and all that.
Make America great again.
Yeah, make it. That's what.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jerome. I don't want to work.
That's read that for me.
Habakkuk 2 and 4.
Yes, sir. And this is why we know if it went back to that they would do it.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
It's not what?
Is not upright in him.
This race of people will never be upright. At any time in history, they have never been upright.
Message.
They ain't gonna change. This right here says him, but don't let it get it twisted. Their wives was out there too.
That's right.
Right.
Their wives was out there too.
That
was her. When they was making those postcards, sending them to their friends with slaves hung on the front of them, who was in the picture smiling along with the sons and the husbands? The wives.
Right.
Hey, that's crazy too, because you that's a simple question. Like, when in history have they ever done anything good for anybody?
That's a good
Ever.
question.
Name something as a nation. They
give you a couple of dollars here and there.
They give us jobs.
They bring you some donuts and stuff.
That's like you bring me a bale of cotton and I give you 2 cotton balls and say, here you go, sew a shirt.
They give you a raise.
Right, there it is.
You might get your Christmas bonus and all that stuff.
As a nation, they don't do nothing.
Right.
Hey, Austin, I read this article where the white guy was he went to his business that he owned, And the black guy was like, "Hey man, you got a brand new Porsche." He was like, "Yeah, it's 2022. You seen that?" He said, "Man, you got a Porsche."
Yep.
He was like, "Yeah." He said, "How did you get one?" He said, "Hey, if you keep putting in the hours, you know what I'm saying, you keep working overtime, you come to work every day, I'll buy me another one next year."
That's what he said. I mean,
Wow.
That's what he said.
Wow.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
But no, but we just showing all these things because listen, race matters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it matters here in America. Just look at our society today. We don't get the same benefits as white folks. It's hard for us to buy a house than them.
Right.
All the communities that they're building up, because everywhere you look, they always building something, and the communities that they're building is for them.
Hey,
you may have one or two white folks living in the neighborhood. I mean, black folks living in the neighborhood, but it's primarily for white folks.
Hey, what's that? Chavis Park in Raleigh.
Yeah.
How long was that a dirty, filthy, rundown park?
For years. That was
Years.
hood. And now you see white women out there walking dogs.
When they came out there, they cleaned up the whole area.
They cleaned it up. Whenever stuff gets clean, where are we?
Right.
We moved. We are moved.
We're locked up.
Or locked up. They make sure to clean that out. Get rid of you. I know one of speaking of that same area in Raleigh, remember the soup kitchen?
Yep.
The soup kitchen had to go because they were making that brand new that square. What do they call it?
Moore Square.
Moore Square. The soup kitchen had to go. We used to teach out there. And I remember they told us, "Hey, this place gonna be closing soon." They got plans. Sure enough, it was like 4 years before they built it. So got to get the black people out of here.
Right.
4 years beforehand.
Yeah, can I get a script real quick? Give me Malachi 1.
Sir.
Hey.
Because I know y'all paying attention out here. It's more construction going on in a little bit. The roads, the highways, inner cities, the gentrification, man. Every day you seeing some type of building going on within the cities.
Mm-hmm.
But the Most High said they will be doing this. Give me that.
You want Malachi 1 verse?
What they say they should build.
Yes, sir. Malachi 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
So Edom is today your so-called Caucasians or white folks, right? They was impoverished, right, during the time of the Dark Ages. Go ahead.
But we will return and build the desolate places.
They returned during the Renaissance era, right, during the time of the 1400s. They came back in power. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
And so from that time, they have been building their empire. To this very day, they are in building. But the Most High said He's going to throw this place down. Because back in the 60s and 50s, right, the establishments that they was building, guess what, black folks? You couldn't walk into.
No, you couldn't go in.
Right.
They had a sign on the door for whites only.
Whites only pie.
Even down to the water fountains.
Right.
If race didn't matter, why did they separate who can drink water from what water fountain? So we got to really open up our eyes, people, and see what's going on out here.
It never stopped.
Yeah, like that movie. That's heavy. You bringing it up, officer. Like that movie with Taraji P. Henson when she was in the space program.
Yeah,
she drunk a cup of coffee from the Caucasian. What is it called?
The coffee pot.
Coffee pot.
Yeah,
they threw the whole pot away.
Mm-hmm.
She only had one cup.
Bruh.
Right.
But I thought race didn't matter.
That was back then.
Okay.
Back then also.
It still matters.
It still
we
matters.
still celebrate segregated to this day when it comes to learning institutions. Why are they still black colleges?
Right.
And why are they still inferior to white institutions?
They separate you by the price tag.
Right.
That's how you do it.
Let's play this clip from this is Louis C.K., a comedian. Now, Dave Chappelle spoke about comedians. He said he know a lot. Of course, he knows a lot of comedians, right? Y'all know Dave Chappelle.
Yes, sir.
He said a lot of them white ones, they tell some racist jokes. He said, a lot of them mean it. He said a lot of them mean it. So listen to this dude. He gonna speak for white people right now. And this ain't long. This is Jay Leno. So it's a couple years ago. It's not that old. But listen to how he breaks it down, and then listen to the audience.
He still has a Netflix deal.
Yeah, and this dude was masturbating in front of people, and he went through a whole thing for like 2 years. Now he's back on top. He back on top.
Race matters.
Yeah, race matters. Go ahead, play that. It's about 3 minutes.
Well, how are your children doing? Are they all right? How are they?
My kids are good.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't. On paper, they're great. They're two little white girls in America.
Right.
I mean, what? Sometimes I look at it that way. I look at him, I'm like, you can't say anything. Yeah. You're doing awesome. Right. Just boilerplate, great lives. I gave my daughter medicine.
Pause. What's he talking about? He said, how better can it get? You two little white girls in America. It don't get no better than that.
And he said, on paper.
The world is yours.
Yeah, the world is yours. That's what he said. So what about two little black girls? Race matters. Keep playing. It's going to get better than that.
Flavored, so that she'll take it.
Bubblegum flavored medicine.
Yeah, you get like Tylenol, it's bubblegum flavored.
Oh, it's not methadone or anything.
He's going to get to it.
No, it's bubblegum flavored. I give her, she's got a fever, Tylenol, and bubblegum flavored. And she goes, ew. I'm like, you ew. You can't say ew. I'm sorry.
I don't even get to it.
It's medicine.
Medicine, right, exactly.
It's medicine. Most children don't have medicine. Right. Most children in the world, they get sick, they die on a rock with a bear eating them. That's how
you know who you talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, black, you talking about colored people. Talking about people of color.
Yeah. It's definitely not the person, or it's definitely not the people, the two little people that he's talking about that's good on paper.
Right.
He definitely talking about them.
Well, keep playing. You got to get to the end. Make sure.
The bear bell and put them outside. What do they do? You're a little white girl in America. You wear clothes made by children your age professionally.
Wow.
You don't get to say ew about your bubblegum medicine.
I never heard of bubblegum medicine. You got the holidays coming up. Are you doing any plans?
No,
you seem like a very holiday guy.
I just want to say I'm not trying to say that if you're white you can't complain. Right. I'm just saying that if you're black you get to complain more. Right. Because you can't.
He's gonna get into it.
There you go.
Don't tell the band that.
Yeah, Jay Leno's whole band was
he
black.
pointed at the black band.
Yeah, Jay Leno's whole black band was black. Yeah. He pointed at the band.
They require us.
He's like, don't tell the band that they're gonna revolt. Come on.
They're gonna ask for raises.
Because you can't. That's right. You can't take people's like historical context away from them, and everybody wants us to. Like white people are always like, "Come on, it wasn't us." Like they want black people to forget everything. Like every year, white people add 100 years to how long ago slavery was.
You see that?
Wow.
I've heard educated
From the white man.
people say slavery was 400 years ago. No, it very wasn't. It was 140 years ago. That's two 70-year-old ladies living and dying back to back.
What the white man tell you? Let him tell you.
They believe him now.
Yeah, they believe him.
And it's not like slavery ended and then everything has been amazing.
Pause. Paul, now we gotta have it. We've been saying this for a while, but sometimes you gotta hit. You gotta step out the lab with his lab coat on. He tell you the truth about.
But you know, black folk, you can't tell black folk.
Can't tell them that.
They think they good right now.
Right.
My Cadillac.
Cause you got your house, got your car. You can get up. You can listen. You are a free. You know what's the word? What's the word I want to use?
Emancipated.
It's something, man. The definition of captive.
Yes.
Bring that up.
That was
Oh
it.
my God.
Look
that up.
But listen,
Bring that up.
you just slaves walking around.
Hey, they there's a documentary I watched in Rome about Rome and how they conquered other nations, and they would put them in servitude. What they would do, they would give them new roads, they would give them supplies and things like that they didn't have, build up their primitive areas, but they would still be subject to the heavy taxes, to have to serve in the military and all that. Yeah. And the poet said something. He said, with the gifts and things, they called their slavery, the unknowing natives called their slavery culture.
Wow,
that's how they did it.
Wow. I got what you want.
Can we read that?
Oh, you got it.
I got it. I love this thing.
Rito, this classic.
This is Merriam-Webster.
Oh, wow.
This is official. Okay. Definition of captive: held under control of another, but having the appearance of independence.
Dang.
Can I read it
again, please?
Wow. Held under control of another.
Hey, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are held under the control of America. White folks. Read.
But having the appearance.
You have the appearance because you can put on a 3-piece suit. You can get a job. Go to college. You can go to church. Right. You have the appearance. Go ahead.
Of independence.
You have the appearance of independence. But in reality, you still a slave.
Oh wow.
The shadow of independence, but not the very.
Can we get a script? Hold up, real quick. Deuteronomy 28:48. This is what's going on right now.
Get out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48.
Bring it out.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
The Bible say we were going to serve our enemies. We were going to be captive to our enemies. Go ahead.
Which the Lord shall send against
And God sent them against us. Go ahead.
in hunger,
For food,
and in thirst,
for water,
and in nakedness,
clothes,
and in want of all things.
everything that you can imagine, you have to go to your enemies for. Go ahead.
And he
that enemy, go ahead,
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So are we walking around today with yokes of iron on our neck?
Nah.
No. We had those yokes of iron during chattel slavery.
That's right.
The reason why those yokes of iron was on our necks and on our ankles and on our wrists and everything like that, that was to break us.
To break us.
Okay? That was the time where they had to break us so they can totally wipe away our remembrance from us being Israel.
Right.
So now you walk around today broken slaves.
Appearing to be independent.
Appearing.
That's the emancipation. You look like you're free, but really, mentally, you still a slave.
Hey, try to walk out of here without a passport.
Officer Michelle, what you just said is what Louis C.K. was saying. He said after slavery, things weren't great.
It was not great.
He's going to keep going.
Because listen, you had the Black Code.
That's right. Black
you
Code.
had Jim Crow.
Mm-hmm.
You had the
convict leasing.
Convict leasing.
You had all these things, the civil rights. You had all these things to happen after slavery to keep our people oppressed. You had the Ku Klux Klan coming and start running through town,
Tulsa, Oklahoma,
bombings, and it's
Rosewood.
crazy.
All that happened after slavery.
Hey, and officer, you just read that definition, right? It's a definition. Hey, officer, read that definition on the research channel. Look on the research channel. We'll read it. I'm gonna show you because he just read captive, right? They call it something else today because they say we're not slaves anymore. We're not captive, right? They call it something else.
I got
today.
you. It's from Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Covert racism.
Wait a minute. It says covert racism, right? It's going to go right along with what the officer just brought out. Read that.
Is a form of racial discrimination that is disguised.
That is what?
Disguised. And subtle.
And subtle. What did you say, officer? That captive said it has the appearance.
The appearance.
Wow.
So it says covert racism is disguised and subtle. Read.
Rather than public and obvious.
That's the same thing.
Yep.
That's the same thing. Covert racism is the same thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Got it?
I gotta keep reading it.
Yes, sir.
It said concealed in the fabric of society.
It's woven in there.
Dang.
So
woven in there.
Concealed in there, woven in there means you have the appearance as if you're
It's a
not
free society.
Yes.
It looks like a free society. What's all this stuff woven in there?
right. What's the Constitution? Look.
Why am I getting arrested for watering flowers?
Then it's like,
I thought I was free.
The 13th Amendment was woven in there.
That was woven in there.
Dang.
And it's still in there.
It's still in there. To this day, 3/5 of man. It's still woven in there.
Hey, but you know what black folks gonna say? We can vote now.
We can
vote now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you talking about black folk officer or Native Americans? Because Native Americans, they just got the right to vote about 20, 30 years ago.
Dang.
Are you talking about them?
Dang.
Okay. Huh?
Wow.
Something else woven in there.
Hey, and it's also woven in that they have to decide whether you can continue to keep that right.
How long is it? Every
25
every
years?
25 years?
Yeah, every 25
Oh, it's coming
years.
up. Ain't 2020 what, 7?
Yep. Coming up.
Let's see what let's see if y'all got the appearance.
If I change my mind.
That's
And it's so crazy because every law that they passed back then, they're starting to take away. Because they're starting to take away, like, they took away abortion. Now they're trying to do what the critical race theory. They're trying to erase everything that was set forth from back then.
Right. I want to read some more in here because this is bomb, but I'm going to jump down a little bit. It says, these racial biases cause a variety of problems that work to empower these suppressors.
Wow.
Which means oppressors.
Wow.
Which means Esau, the white man. It work to empower the oppressors while diminishing the rights and powers of the oppressed.
Of the who?
Oppressed. Covert racism often works subliminal. I can't say that word. Subliminally. There you go. Yeah.
See,
I don't even know if I did
it. That's that appearance right there.
That's your media.
That's that appearance.
My tongue didn't want to say
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
Subliminally.
School to
That's
prison
covert
pipeline.
racism right there because they know they can read that word.
They can read that word. But what that's going into, think about how subliminal, how under the radar racism is when it comes to stuff like music.
Yeah.
Media.
Everybody ain't got the same music. Everybody got the same genres. But Eminem, let's say Eminem, he's a white rapper. So you'd be like, well, see, rap is integrated. No, it's not. Because Eminem says nigger. He don't say nothing disparaging about white people.
He don't.
He talk trash about black people. All rappers bad talk about black people.
Hey, if you go on any movie website, Netflix, Tubi, anything, and you type in black comedy, nothing comes up but whoredom, filth, and drugs.
Dang.
That's all our stuff is about.
That's it.
That's it.
But yeah, even if you go to anything, really, you type that in, Medea,
Black
it's
anything.
still the same stuff.
Right.
Anything black got some whoredom in it. It's got some messed up marriages.
Sodomy.
Yeah, now it's LBGT.
Right.
It's in everything. We could drop that, go back to and finish that video.
Crazy definition.
That's a good, y'all look up that whole definition on your own. That's a great definition.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I'm glad that's over. Oh yeah,
The bomb ain't hit yet.
Like a clean where you don't have to wipe. Just boom, and then it's just been parades and presents ever since. You gotta remember that if you meet a black person, they have gray hair. They remember a time they weren't allowed to use a certain toilet. So give them a little, time to be cranky. And by the way, white people have our own thing stuff that we went through.
Here it comes.
That hurt us that we have to cope with. Like when they took our slaves away, that was really hard for us, and we're still.
See?
Listen to the audience.
And they laughing too.
Listen.
It's even. All right, be right back with Aaron Wells.
He is so nervous about that
Paul,
topic. He wanted to get off that so fast.
Hey, listen. What you heard not only was laughter, it was some clapping in there.
Mm-hmm. They all agree.
Nobody's like, you know how when you say something like that's like controversial, even in black comedians, but they won't act like they won't laugh. Like everybody laughed, and there was some clapping in there. We miss our slaves. He was like, facts.
Right.
Because their soul is not upright.
It's not upright.
Hey, they still have plantations open.
Talk about it.
Day. Right. You come visit, you pay to come see it.
Right.
Yeah. They do. They call them marketplaces now.
Dang.
Fayetteville got one.
That's right.
That's where they used to sell slaves at. Downtown, they call it the marketplace now. I wonder what they were selling back then on the market.
And some of these black folks, they so simple, right? Because they be wanting to take down the statues of all the history
Talk about it.
of our enslavement. How you gonna remember? You know what I'm saying? Leave that stuff up so we could, because they already trying to sweep it under the rug,
right?
And now you trying to go out here and get your history erased from you,
right?
You need, keep this stuff up so it could be a steady reminder of what they did to our ancestors.
I want that shame in your face.
Yeah, put it in their face, man.
You got something else?
Make Karen comfortable doing that.
Hey, let me get a scripture. Can I get Ezra 4 and verse 4? Because this ain't nothing new. Even in the scriptures, the other nation always tried to stop the children of Israel from rising as a people. Why? Because they knew that people is God's people.
Mm-hmm.
That race matters. So it even mattered back then. Otherwise, if we was all the same people, why would they stop us? Read that.
Ezra chapter 4 and verse 4.
Now, for y'all that might not know this history, this is going into Zerubbabel and Joshua building up the temple again.
Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah.
So when you read a couple scriptures up, it was heathen nations that came against the Israelites, right? Read it again.
Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah.
Judah, Israelite, read.
And troubled them in building.
So wait a minute. If we was all the same people and God's supposed to love all of us, them other nations they always knew that wasn't like that back then. They always knew that. So they came against the Israelites to trouble them in their building. Right. Read.
And hired counselors against them.
Wait a minute. They hired counselors. Okay, let's see what happened.
To frustrate their purpose.
Don't they do that today with us?
That's right.
Because we think we have the appearance. As soon as we start getting a little bit of movement with something, no matter what it is, They always send something to frustrate you.
New law.
Black Wall Street.
New laws.
Right.
Like we just came out of Detroit. Remember, they had the Flint, Michigan with the water, and the brother made the machine for the water. How they frustrate him?
Moses
they destroyed
West.
they destroyed the
They
machine.
sabotaged his machine.
Yeah,
Right.
sabotage the generator, all that.
It's the same thing. Read on.
Yes, sir. It says, frustrate their purpose
Mhm.
all the days of Cyrus, king of Persia,
Read.
even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia.
Now, for those that don't know history, that's a long time period. From Cyrus to King Darius was a long time period that they was frustrating the purpose of the Israelites to bring our nation back together. Why? Because our race mattered.
Right.
Read.
Yes, sir. And the reign of Ahasuerus, in the beginning of his reign, wrote they unto him in accusation.
What did they do to the Israelites?
Wrote they unto him in accusation.
Ain't that what they do to us?
That's right. Yep.
Even if you not in this walk, even as a regular person that don't even know who you are, maybe according to the Bible, they will write accusations against you.
I'm going to call the cops because I'm watering my neighbor's lawn while black.
I'm going to call the cops because you reading the Bible.
Accusation. I'm going to call the cops because you just walking down the street, Terrell Owens. I don't know who you is. He said his whole name.
Right.
Finish that out.
Yeah, we got that clip too.
Accusations against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem.
That's what they do.
Right.
But why would they do that if we was all the same people and race didn't matter?
Mm.
And when you read later on, they say if we don't do this, they're going to raise up. They're not going to pay us tribute. They're not going to pay us customs. They're going to be on top again.
Right.
Why? Because race matters.
Message.
Go to Deuteronomy 14 and 2. Then we got that next. You got it, Terrell Owens?
Yes, sir.
All right, read that real quick. We ain't going to play all. That's pretty long. We're going to play a little bit of that.
Yes, sir.
Now, Terrell Owens is a famous football star. Beloved by many. Maybe except this one lady. Read that real quick.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people.
Now, Deuteronomy ain't written to everybody.
Uh-oh.
Deuteronomy was written to the Israelites.
Wait a minute.
Hold, they get Deuteronomy 1 and 1. They didn't go right back.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1.
Let's prove that.
Bring it out.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
All people?
All Israel.
Now go back to chapter 14, verse 2.
Chapter 14 and verse 2. For thou,
All Israel.
art an holy people
All Israel.
unto the Lord thy God. And the Lord hath chosen thee
All Israel.
to be a peculiar people
All Israel's a peculiar people.
unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
That's right.
Race matters.
God.
Because God put Israel above all nations on the earth.
That's Bible right there.
All those nothing nations?
All those nothing nations we read earlier.
All those spitless bucket nations.
Spit buckets.
That's Bible right there.
It's Bible. Give me Bible.
Dust on the scale.
Dust on the scale. The small dust. Don't give me big dust.
Do we have time for another scripture? You want to jump to the video?
Let's get the video. And what you got? What you got?
Deuteronomy 32 and 8.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because the Most High, see how he said that? He said we're peculiar above all people, right? Chosen special people above all nations. He set that in order. He set that in order. You read that real quick?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
When the Most High divided.
Whoa, put us together.
Divided.
Rainbow Coalition.
Divided.
Divided. Read.
To the nations their inheritance.
He separated everybody. Inheritance is your land. He separated everybody into their own lands. Chinese over here, blacks over here, which are the Israelites, Hispanics, natives, all over in one area. He put the white man over here. He put the Chinese over there. He put the East Indian over here. Read.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
When did he separate the sons of Adam? Guess what? In the time, we just talked about it earlier, in the time of Genesis 10, what happened? Because when we came together, what do we want to do? Evil.
Yep.
That's what other nations make us do. So he said, guess what? They come together, this is what they want to do? No. I need my special people away from them because they're different. Race matters to God. That's the whole point. Race matters to God.
Heavy. Go ahead and play it. Just get a little bit in.
Language.
Wow. Language. Now that was a Caucasian lady. She don't know we on the radio. Hey, use the language. This is raw footage from Terrell Owens and his neighbor, Karen.
Karen? First of all, you had your
The original white.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Past that. Did
Wait
you
a
hear
minute.
that?
She's not about to speed past that like she didn't just say what she
Go
just
back.
said.
Let's come after the F-bomb though. Go back.
A little bit after the F-bomb.
You went right to that.
Karen? First of all, you had your
Pause.
That's a
Does
crime.
race matter?
That's a crime.
Yeah, she just told you this is why it's hot.
Didn't they kill Emmett Till for that?
Yeah. You a black. Dang, you right. Wow. You're a black man approaching a white woman. That means you're below anything. You're dirt.
That's dangerous.
And I'm a queen of heaven. I'm a god.
Did she say the original white woman? Where am I bugging?
I don't know.
That's some new doctrine.
She said the original white woman. I don't know if she said the original white woman.
Maybe I'm bugging.
This is this year.
Play on. Yeah, this just happened. I think.
Yep.
Play on.
What's up, guys? It's
Oh no, is this commentary?
Yes.
Fast forward. Fast forward.
Show you the entire.
Okay.
I can't wait. Yes, we are live. We are live, and we got the police and everything. We got the police and everything.
Is it muted?
Is he muted? Fast forward.
I'm good. What's up, sir?
Somebody probably called him while he was louder.
I'm driving to my mailbox. She telling me I'm speeding, telling me to slow down. First of all, I didn't harass you. She telling me to slow down. I said, what do you mean slow down? I said, yo, I'm just going to the mailbox. Then she goes, get the fuck out of the middle of the road. First of all, I didn't almost
How did he
hit you.
go?
Now you just making up stuff.
How did he go from harassing to almost hitting me?
Right.
Her story just changed twice.
Right.
Let me make this point real quick. So for all you celebrities out here, your celebrity card don't matter.
But race matters.
Yeah, she know who he is now.
Yeah.
He's a popular guy, but you see when it come down to it, he's just another nigga.
That's heavy. He's a millionaire.
Yeah,
and
man.
then she broke it down and said, you're a black man approaching a white woman. You ain't SH.
You know what she meant by that, right? Obviously, you know what she meant by that? When he stopped making money for them, now he just a black man approaching. But when he had on that 49er jersey,
right?
When he had on that Eagles jersey, when he had on that cap, he was T.O. He was T.O. But now
he's a gladiator.
Now you too close.
Yes.
Hey, back then she probably trying to throw some draws at him.
She was. That's why she mad like that. He probably remember. Oh, go ahead, Reno. Play it.
Just like a Karen.
Wow.
How did I almost hit you? And I'm going to the mailbox. Yeah, I called you a Karen when I came over here after you said I called the police. Absolutely. Then you went on to say, oh, I'm the subject of the HOA meeting, this and that and the other. I got liens and shit on my house, this and that and the other. Then you start bringing up my status, who I was, my HBO, my VH1. You the one brought it up, lady. I did it. You did. First of all, I didn't almost hit her. Sir, no, I'm fine, sir.
They telling him to relax.
Why they telling him to relax? Yeah, they gonna tell him to relax.
He's the threat.
You know why? Because he's race mad.
Because
they're probably not even facing her right now.
No, he's not even. She's louder than him.
You're right. He's back. They're backs to her.
Only reason you hear him is he got his phone, but Karen is like way over there, and she's loud.
And he's on his best behavior because he knows that's Terrell Owens.
Right.
And Terrell Owens got his phone out, so he got millions of viewers probably looking at that right now.
If he
that's why the cop is on his best behavior.
If he didn't have that phone, he may or may not be dead right now.
Yeah.
He might have been dead.
Well, Terrell can fight, so I don't know.
Nah, he can't fight bullets.
Yeah, he can't fight bullets.
Yeah.
They gonna shoot you.
Yeah, that's another appearance that we.
Bruh. I understand that. Just relax. You're not finna sit up here.
He ran the stop sign.
What
now he ran.
What are you talking about?
He changed the third time.
I wasn't, but I asked him to slow down, and he got out of his car and started harassing me. He put his car in park.
Right, because you're gonna yell at me and telling me I'm almost hit you, and I didn't.
But you didn't have to get out of your fucking car.
You didn't have to talk to me
They go to tears.
Karen?
Yeah.
First of all,
Wow.
Do something about this, officer.
First of all, I don't do that type
Wow.
of stuff. First of all, I didn't come at you. You can stop all
Pause. She made that like that's the white woman's worst nightmare. That's the thing that's been killing white women for years. No, you're a black man approaching a white woman. Listen to that. That's what's inside their soul. They all feel that way. That's why they lock the doors when you walk by, clutch the purse, switch sides on the sidewalk, move to a different location, neighborhood,
right?
Drive their car a different way. You walk by them in the hallway, They not even making eye contact with you. They're gonna look down and look up, look to the side.
Meanwhile, little Billy and Suey are up shooting up schools.
Right.
So
Right.
we scared of him.
We should be like, you're a white woman approaching a black man.
Right, I'm scared. I'm scared. You shouldn't have walked up on me at the grocery store. I'm scared. Like that's how we should be acting. That's crazy.
Right. How much time we got left? All right.
Get out of here with all of that.
All right, you can stop that one. Go to our last one.
That's crazy. Weaponize them tears.
And take them leashes off y'all kids, man.
You want the article, sir? Or the other last video?
What was the last video?
We got 2 with the COVID-19 and then understanding racial.
You get that article, I think. No, the racial wealth gap. You do wealth. That one's short, I think. Still like 2 minutes. Now let's go to the article. That's a little too long. As you can tell, Israel, race matters a lot. It matters in everything you do. The air you breathe in America is race-based. It depends on where you live, how much money you make. Last week we talked about COVID. We talked about sicknesses. We had more articles, but we can just keep pulling this stuff.
Wow.
Right.
Race matters, except to the Christian.
Yeah. Every day there's new content added.
Right. And it does matter to the Christian because, again, high noon on Sunday is the most segregated day and time in America.
Right.
Black church and white church.
Why you got an AME Zion church?
Right.
African American Methodist church. That don't make sense.
Right. Why don't all churches just combine?
Yeah, Christians. If Jesus didn't have a color, it would be like one church, right?
One church with Arabs.
Right. And officer, you said something heavy earlier, and you officer, when you said that he divided the nations, they divided today. Ain't it a Koreatown? Ain't it a Chinatown?
Nobody protests that though.
Nobody protests.
Why
that.
y'all separating yourselves?
Jewish people got their own town,
and their own ambulances and their own police force.
Nobody firebombed that.
Nobody's firebombing.
Wow.
No, you can't start to say something about that. You got a crime on you.
That's crazy.
But they tear our neighborhoods up every year.
Disclaimer: I'm not saying firebomb.
No, we're not saying that.
Places.
2. All right, let's read that real quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, this investigative post right on police response time. Response times were slower in neighborhoods with more crime.
That doesn't make any sense. Come on.
I'll bet. More poverty, right? And
more poverty is slower.
And more people of color.
Makes sense because now when it's Karen, police there is like ain't no. Don't you think if like Karen's an issue, the police just ain't coming?
Right.
But but no, they show up extra fast for Karen. That's why there's always a Karen incident.
They were already there.
But for the black people calling the police, it's nothing. Come on.
For example, for the 5 dispatch codes were analyzed, we analyzed response times in District C covered the East Side's most populous neighborhoods, were almost 125% longer.
Dang, that's like a lot longer. Come on.
Than in South Buffalo's A district. In District C, the median was 18.3 minutes. In in A district, it was 8.1 minutes.
You see that? 10 more minutes to wait when you're in a high crime area. That's race matters.
Wow. The robber got away.
You got shot.
You dead.
You dead.
Dying. Yeah.
Hey, but we keep going. But hey, that's been our show. Hey, we got a physical location: 111 South Market Street, Benson, North Carolina 27504. That's 111 South Market Street, Benson, North Carolina 27504. Again, you can email us at armorofgodradio@gmail.com. armorofgodradio@gmail.com. Reach out to us by phone 1-855-484-4842 extension 7098 1-855-484-4842 extension 7098. Hey, we are the Armor of God. Armor of God radio show.
We used to scream Black Power while heroin was pushed, but at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.